astrophysicist and Reed Richards wannabe.
Not really.
Neil Degrasse-Tyson, one of the smartest men in his own house, proves that just because you have one of the biggest brains doesn't stop you from being ignorant.
Brilliant! Thank you! Thank you!
I'm Jazz Borganzo, and this...
How do you know that you're a man?
How do I know that I'm a, I guess because I got a dick.
is what's next. Happy Thursday, everyone. Jazz Borganza, what's next? Your daily dose. Hope you guys are feeling good today. We're going to have fun with this one. Neil Degrasse-Tyson, astrophysicist. Reed Richards wannabe Neil Degrasse-Tyson. One of the smartest men, one of the biggest brains in his own house. Says, yeah, there may be two genders, I guess. There could be thousands of genders, maybe. But all depends on what you feel like wearing that day. You know, I wake up in the morning, I sometimes feel like a nut. And other mornings I wake up and sometimes I don't. And that's where the problem lies. And here we go. This comes out of Breitbart. Watch, science explainer Neil Degrasse-Tyson converts to trannyism. Each person, male, female, subordinate to the gender or to display the clothes and makeup, says Degrasse-Tyson, the progressive science explainer. His conversion to progressive transsexual anti-science ideology has prompted hoots and laughs from critics. Gee, I wonder why. Degrasse-Tyson is revising the 50s gender stereotypes to justify trans ideology that leads to sterilization of teenagers, responded Chloe Cole, a young woman who was swept up by transsexualism when she was an insecure teenager. Cole scoffed. How about we stop confusing basic human biology with cosmetics? Like, what do we jump? I don't wear makeup stuff. If I leave the house without it, does that make me 70% male? He is either clueless or incurious about the gender-critical anti-transgenderism perspective, or is he pretending to miss the point that a person's attitude, character, clothing have no impact on their male or female sex, responded Colin Wright, a well-regarded critic of transgenderism. He also added, if he would bother to consult actual critics of gender ideology and their perspectives, he would understand that the current debates over trannyism are about the legitimate concerns of eliminating sex-based laws and protections of women and girls as a class rooted in biology rather than a shared desire to wear eyeliner. He also writes, although he may perceive himself as a firm and enlightened champion of gender nonconformity and free expression, his recent statements about adoption of gender ideology, radical lexicon, betray the values he's purporting to elevate. Degrasse-Tyson, the much-touted advocate for science, embraced trannyism in a recent episode of Stephen A. Smith's podcast. Quote, my point is apparently that the biological X or XY chromosomes are insufficient because we wake up in the morning. When we wake up in the morning, we exaggerate whatever feature we want to portray. The gender of our choice. Suppose no matter XX or XY chromosomes, today I feel 80% male, 20% female. 80% female, 20% male. I'm going to put on makeup. Tomorrow I may feel the opposite. I'll remove my makeup and wear a muscle shirt. Why do you care? What business is it of yours to require that I fulfill your inability to think of gender on a spectrum? That reminds me of a certain someone, and we'll talk about that at the end. But here's Degrasse-Tyson in his wonderful response.
My point is, apparently, the XXXY chromosomes are insufficient. Because when we wake up in the morning, we exaggerate whatever feature we want to portray the gender of our choice. Either the one you're assigned, the one you choose to be, whatever it is. And so now, so now just to tie a bow on this, I say to you, somewhere I think I read that the United States was a land where we have the pursuit of happiness.
Yes. True.
Suppose no matter my chromosomes, today I feel 80% female. 20% male. I'm gonna put on makeup. I'm gonna do that. Tomorrow I might feel 80% male. I'll remove the makeup and I'll wear a muscle shirt. Why do you care? What business is it of yours to require that I fulfill your inability to think of gender on a spectrum.
And we go from that wonderful words of wisdom to actual words of wisdom. And this comes from The Blaze. Detransitioner Chloe Cole demolishes Neil deGrasse Tyson for claiming genetics are insufficient to explain gender. And there she is. Astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson is catching heat after he claimed genetics cannot sufficiently determine a person's gender. Yeah, there's a little bit of mentalism there. In an interview with sports commentator Stephen A. Smith in May, Tyson said that sex chromosomes are insufficient to determine a person's gender, leading credence to gender theory. Cole, a former transgender person who detransitioned and now advocates against trans ideology, rebuked Tyson in a response video for amateurishly comparing biology and makeup. Quote, "How about we stop confusing basic human biology with cosmetics," Cole said. Like a weird jump. I don't wear makeup most days. If I leave the house without it, does that make me 70% male? The real danger of Tyson's remarks, Cole argues, that he has confused a 1950s gender stereotypes as justification for ideology that leads to sterilization and mastectomies of 15-year-old girls who just don't fit in, girls like me. Moreover, the irony of Tyson's argument, Cole added, that he reinforced the fact that biology sex is binary. Quote, "The idea that people can be percentages of either male and female just further reinforces the fact that biology sex is binary. There are only two," she said. "There may be only two sexes, but there are infinite numbers of personalities. I mean, it really doesn't take a degree in astrophysics to know that." In the earlier article, there was a comment that Tyson said, geez, I actually just forgot it. And I do apologize for that. But kind of reminds me of one. Let's see. What was his name? Oh, yes. Bill Nye, the Denier guy. Remember him? Yeah. We used to watch him in the 90s on that little fun show. He would do little sciencey things and, every week. And everybody, and those of us who were just kids back then, well, I'm an 80s kid, but I do remember the show and, oohs and ahs and what have you. And then just a few years ago, he decided to jump into climate change. Now he thinks the world's coming to an end and what have you. And then he decided to jump into the gender spectrum, He did a special on Netflix and, of course, got laughed out of the building. Now we have Degrasse-Tyson. Degrasse-Tyson's got all these degrees up on his wall. I guarantee you go in his office, you'll see them. The entire walls are covered with degrees. This one, that one, how smart he is, how, believe in the science. Trust the science. Remember that? Fauci, Burke, and the clownery that caused millions to die and thousands today still suffer, from the wonderful magical facts. Anyway, but when it comes to Tyson, and I said this in the beginning of the video, that for someone with such a big brain who comes off as being so smart can yet be so stupid. Wow. And with that being said, I'm Jazz Borganzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more like this? Please leave a comment below. Like it, share it, subscribe to it, hit the notification bell so you guys never miss a thing. And we'll see you next time. Peace.